Hey, Aya, what the hell are you doing? We're right in the middle of a wedding reception and you're holed up in the waiting room? You left your seat without it being time for the dress change or anything. What are you thinking? Get back to the reception hall now. The guests are getting confused and worried. This is totally inappropriate.
No, that confusion? It's not because I left the room. Don't try to pin this on me. They're confused because of your actions.
Huh? What are you even talking about? The bride just suddenly stormed out of the reception in the middle of everything. I mean, what's more confusing than that? What else could possibly be going on?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the fact that during our wedding cake cutting, the moment that was supposed to be my moment as your bride, you, my new husband, decided to go ahead and cut the cake with your ex-girlfriend, Kate? Seriously, what the hell was that?
Wait, what? You're mad about that?
Are you even listening to yourself? Kate, who, mind you, I only found out was your ex-girlfriend from a friend of mine just today, suddenly shows up right next to you during our cake-cutting ceremony. She grabs the knife and instead of stopping her, you just go along with it. You both cut the cake together, smiling, laughing like it's some cute moment between the two of you. The moment that's supposed to be about us, not about you and your ex. What is wrong with you?
Oh, that? Yeah, Kate was really excited. She said something like, "Thanks for letting me live my dream of cutting the cake." Isn't that sweet? She was so grateful.
Excuse me?
Come on, you know the story, right? Kate and her husband did a shotgun wedding. They had to rush things because she got pregnant, so they skipped out on a big fancy reception. She told me she was on a tight budget at the time, so they just went with the cheapest photo package for their wedding. They never got to have a proper cake-cutting ceremony or any of the usual fun stuff.
So what? What does that have to do with our wedding?
Well, it means that she never got the chance to do the cake cutting. You know, she's never had that classic wedding moment, right? So when she asked me, like half jokingly, if she could join in on ours, I figured, hey, why not? I suggested we do it together, and she was over the moon. I thought it was nice of me to help her out with her little dream.
Are you out of your mind? How can you even say that? Do you not realize that the cake cutting is something that's supposed to be between us, the bride and groom? Not yours and Kate's. How do you not see how completely inappropriate that was?
Oh, come on, it's not that big of a deal. Seriously, relax. Kate just wanted a moment, and we gave it to her. No harm done, right? You should be happy I was so accommodating. Sharing is caring, right?
This isn't about sharing. This is about respecting boundaries and understanding what moments belong to whom. The wedding cake is symbolic. It's one of those significant moments that marks the union of the bride and groom, not the groom and his ex. And you're acting like it's no big deal?
Jeez, you're overreacting. You're acting like I ruined the whole wedding or something. It's not like you missed out on anything. We can still take the official photos and everything. Just let it go, okay?
Let it go? You really don't get it, do you? You are unbelievable.
Look, I don't see why this is such a problem. I just figured since you've had everything else going smoothly and your dream wedding is already happening, you could afford to be a little generous, you know? Show some spirit of compromise, some flexibility. Everything doesn't have to be perfect or go exactly by the book.
It's not about perfection. It's about what's right and what's appropriate. This isn't just a little hiccup. This is an enormous breach of trust and respect. How can you not understand that?
Okay, fine. You're mad, I get it. But let's be real, this is no reason to throw a tantrum and leave the reception, right? So, can we get back to the reception and finish this thing? The guests are probably wondering where the bride is. Let's not make this a bigger deal than it needs to be.
You think we can just pick up where we left off? Like nothing happened? No, we're not going back like this. Not after what you did.
What do you mean? You're seriously not coming back? You're gonna stay in the waiting room for the rest of the wedding? That's ridiculous!
Hold on, I'm passing the phone to my cousin, Drake. He'll take it from here.
Wait, what? Your cousin? Why him? What's going on?
You don't know him, right? But don't worry, just keep talking to him. He'll handle this now.
I don't have his number. How is this supposed to work?
You'll continue talking right here, just like we are now. He'll take over from my phone.
Wait, what do you mean he'll take over? Why am I talking to him instead of you?
Just listen. He'll explain, and please respond properly.
Nice to meet you, Brad. I'm Aya's cousin, Drake. Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. We don't really know each other, do we? That's correct. Today's wedding was supposed to be our first meeting, but, well, things turned out this way. I didn't expect to be speaking to you under such circumstances. What do you mean, things turned out this way? Look, I just switched up the cake-cutting partner for a moment, okay? I was just helping an old friend's dream come true, that's all. It's not like I did something crazy. Besides, it was Aya who invited Kate to the wedding in the first place. I don't see why everyone's acting like I did something wrong here. All I did was let an old friend join me for the cake cutting. That's it. You keep calling her an old friend, but let's be honest. It's your ex-girlfriend, isn't it? You're not fooling anyone by calling her something else. If you're so proud of what you did, why not just say it straight up? You only dance around the truth when you know deep down that you messed up. Changing the wording like that only makes you look guilty. No, that's not really... I've already seen the messages between you and Aya. She showed me the entire conversation, so there's no point in trying to downplay things now. I know exactly what went down. You knew what you were doing when you let Kate take part in the cake cutting. You knew it was inappropriate. What? Okay, maybe. I didn't think Aya would be that upset about it. But hey, what's with you anyway? Sure, you're her cousin or whatever, but that doesn't give you the right to interfere this much, does it? Why are you butting in like this? It's not your wedding. Aya's just making a big deal out of nothing. And what, now it's gonna turn into some kind of disaster? Look, I get that she's upset, but if Aya really wants her moment with the cake, I can fix this. We'll get a whole cake at the after party, and I'll cut it with her then. We can have another cake cutting. See? Problem solved, right? There's no need for all this drama. So, you're just going to flip out now? I'm not flipping out. I'm pissed. I'm offering a solution here, aren't I? I'm trying to fix this. I'll be the one to apologize to the guests for the delay. I'll make sure everyone understands what happened, and we'll get another cake if that's what it takes. So why don't you tell Aya to just get over it already? It's not that big of a deal. So you're not planning to reflect on your actions at all, I see. Reflect on what? I haven't done anything that needs reflecting on. She's the one making it a big deal, not me. All I did was try to make an old friend's dream come true. It wasn't like I was trying to hurt anyone. Why does everything have to get blown out of proportion? This is ridiculous. I see. Well, if that's the attitude you're going to take, then I'm afraid this is the end for you two. Wait, what do you mean? I'm taking Aya with me. She's leaving. What? Leaving? What are you talking about? This is our wedding day. Why would she leave? It's been decided. The wedding is off. Both families have already agreed that it's best to call things off. We're not going to continue with the ceremony. Wait. What the hell are you talking about? The wedding is off? Why? We're already halfway through. What the hell is going on? Why would both families agree to that? Well, your actions today have made it pretty clear that you're not ready for marriage. Aya deserves someone who respects her and understands boundaries. What you did, cutting the cake with your ex-girlfriend instead of your bride, that's a level of disrespect no one should have to deal with on their wedding day. It's unacceptable. And on top of that, the way you've handled things since it happened has only made it worse. You're not showing any remorse. You're not even taking responsibility. I don't need to take responsibility because I didn't do anything wrong. How is cutting a cake such a big deal? I mean, come on, you're acting like I committed some kind of crime. It was just a fun little moment, that's all it was. You guys are the ones blowing it way out of proportion. One last thing before I go. I think you deserve to know the truth. What truth? What now? That woman you just cut the cake with, Kate, she's my wife. Wait, what did you say? You heard me. Kate is my wife. You just humiliated yourself in front of everyone by cutting the cake with another man's wife, and you didn't even know it. No way! You're kidding, right? This is some kind of joke, isn't it? No joke. This is the reality of the situation. You not only disrespected your own bride, but you also disrespected me, my wife, and everyone at this wedding. Aya deserves better, and she's going to get it. The wedding is over, Brad. Wait, you can't just end it like that. Aya and we were supposed to be together. This can't be happening. Hey, Aya, canceling the wedding is one thing, but breaking off the engagement entirely? And you've already hired a lawyer? Are you serious?
Honestly, I'm starting to question if you're the one who isn't thinking clearly here.
What?
Do you even understand the significance of a wedding cake cutting ceremony? What it symbolizes?
Isn't it just some performance where the bride and groom cut the cake together to serve the guests or something?
Wow, you don't even know the basic meaning behind it? Oh, I shouldn't be surprised.
What other meaning could there possibly be?
It's supposed to symbolize the couple's first act of working together as husband and wife.
Wait, what?
I'm not saying I'm an expert, but that's the general significance most people are aware of. And before Kate interrupted, the MC literally explained that to the guests. Everyone there was watching the cake cutting through that lens as a symbolic act of unity between us. But instead of cutting the cake with me, your bride, you pushed me aside to do it with your ex-girlfriend with a smile on your face, no less. How do you think that made everyone feel?
Wait, you're saying that everyone was seriously horrified by what I did?
Horrified might even be an understatement, and that's not all. Do you realize that your ex-girlfriend Kate also happens to be my cousin's wife?
I didn't know that.
Yes, I'm aware you didn't know. But even without that detail, it doesn't change the fact that you treated me, your bride, like I didn't matter at all.
I didn't mean to treat you like that.
And let's not forget the other thing. The fact that you were having an affair with Kate while we were engaged, that hasn't changed either, right?
No, that's not true at all.
Drake hired a private investigator. He's been looking into things for a while.
A private investigator?
Yep, the final report came in 2 days after the wedding.
Wait, what did it say?
It confirmed that Kate's affair partner was her ex, Brad. You.
No way.
Kate broke things off with you because she got pregnant, and you, meanwhile, kept moving forward with me, just like she moved on with Drake. Sure, by the time the wedding happened, you two were no longer seeing each other, but it doesn't change the fact that while we were engaged, you were still involved with her.
I can't believe this! They've really dug up all this stuff!
There's one more thing, too. Kate is currently 20 weeks pregnant. And there's a growing suspicion that you might actually be the father of her child.
What? That's a lie! Please, spare me from paying the compensation. You have to help me.
Huh? What are you going on about all of a sudden? You already agreed to a lump sum payment in front of the lawyer. You even signed the documents. Don't tell me you've forgotten.
I haven't forgotten, but right after that I got hit with compensation claims from your cousin, too. And even Kate. Kate's demanding it, too.
Oh, right. I suppose that's because the DNA test confirmed that the baby Kate is carrying is yours. After that, Drake divorced her. I guess Kate's demands are piling up now. Let me guess. She's telling you to take responsibility, marry her, and raise the child? Or, if not, pay child support? And she's probably demanding compensation for the emotional damage, too.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. And it's not just that. I'm also stuck covering all the wedding expenses since the whole thing got called off. You know, the reception, the venue, all the catering, and the honeymoon, too. They're charging me the full 100% cancellation fee. Do you know how much that is? My savings aren't just gone, they're completely wiped out. If this keeps going, I'll have no choice but to take out a loan just to survive. I'll be in serious debt soon.
Sounds like quite the mess.
Please, I'm begging you. Can't you at least let me off the hook for your compensation? We used to be engaged, right? We had something between us. We shared a connection, didn't we? Can't you cut me some slack for old time's sake?
Wait, we had something? What do you mean by that?
You know, we were engaged. Sure, things didn't go as planned and we didn't make it to the altar, but still, we were close at one point, weren't we? I mean, even if we broke up, we were important to each other. I still think there's something between us, right? We cared about each other once, didn't we? Can't you find it in your heart to forgive me, even just a little?
I don't know what world you're living in, but any connection we had is long gone. I don't have any feelings left for you, not even a little bit.
Wait, what? No, that can't be true!
Don't say things that make my skin crawl, Brad. It's revolting.
What do you mean by that? You don't really mean that, do you?
I mean exactly what I said. After seeing how much of a lowlife you truly are, every single ounce of affection or respect I had for you disappeared. It's all gone, completely. That's why I called off the engagement. And that's why I'm pushing for the compensation to be paid in full, all at once, so I can get this over with and cut ties with you as fast as possible.
No, wait! You don't mean that? You don't really hate me, do you?
To put it simply, Brad, I can't stand you. I despise you. You're pathetic.
What? No way!
I'm honestly more shocked that you're actually surprised by this. How could you not have realized?
What's going on? Why did you move out?
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
I just came by your place, but I couldn't get in because of the new security system. Then I noticed your nameplate wasn't there anymore. I asked one of your neighbors and they told me you moved out a while ago. What the hell is going on?
Oh, that. Yeah, I moved out about 2 weeks ago. Given everything that's happened, I figured it would be better to change my environment. Plus, my company was kind enough to offer me a transfer, so I took it.
Transfer? You didn't even tell me anything about this.
I didn't see the point in telling you. I was planning to move after the wedding anyway. Even without the transfer, moving out was inevitable. But now that we've broken off the engagement, this has nothing to do with you anymore.
Nothing to do with me? Of course, it has everything to do with me. I was planning to move in and live with you here.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I borrowed money from my parents and relatives to pay off all the compensation claims. But after that, I got kicked out of my parents' house for good. They told me I had to pay back all the money I borrowed as soon as possible. So I thought if I moved into your apartment where you were already paying rent, I could save a lot of money.
So you're thinking you'd move in with me, stop paying rent elsewhere, and then use the saved up money to pay off your debts? Is that what you mean?
Yes, exactly. You get it. And now can you please cancel the termination of the lease right away? I need this place.
I guess I forgot to mention something earlier. That apartment, it's actually part of my company's housing program. The whole building is used as a dormitory for employees.
What? A company dormitory?
Yep. So technically it's not a regular apartment I was renting. When I got transferred, I vacated one of the dorm rooms for another employee to use. That's how it works.
Can't you do something to help me out? There has to be a way, right?
You're aware that if you're not an employee of my company, you can't live there, right? That's a basic rule. You're not one of our employees, so there's no way you can just stay there.
Actually, I kind of left my job.
You what?
I had to quit. I mean, after that whole cake cutting disaster at the wedding with Kate, it became impossible for me to stay at work. I had invited my co-workers and even my boss to the wedding, so you can imagine how awkward it became. I felt so ashamed that I couldn't stay at that company anymore.
Oh, is that so?
I don't have a place to live now. Can't you help me find somewhere?
Not my problem.
What?
This is getting annoying. I think I'll block you now. Goodbye.
Daya, wait! Don't do this!
Since that time, I've gathered some information about what's been happening. It seems that when Kate discovered that Brad was unemployed, she started to get cold feet about the marriage. After some back and forth, it was ultimately Brad's parents who stepped in. They made the decision to pay child support in one lump sum, hoping that this would put an end to the disputes between the two. With this sudden influx of cash, Kate found herself in a rather advantageous position. She thought to herself, why not use this child support as my alimony? Unfortunately for her, her parents caught wind of this scheme. They were furious and declared, "You have no qualifications to be a parent." In a shocking turn of events, they took the newborn away from her. They left her with nothing. They kicked her out of their house without a penny to her name. Rumor has it that Kate is now living a very different life. She's been seen meeting various men in the bustling entertainment district. Every time, she disappears into nearby hotels with them, chasing whatever thrills she can find, as if that could fill the void left by her failed relationships and her lost child. On the other hand, it seems Brad isn't faring much better. I've heard he's been spotted escorting much older women in their 50s or even 60s, into hotels, all while sporting an awkward, strained smile. They say he's been with women who are 20 to 30 years his senior. It's a strange sight, really, to see someone so young paired with such mature women. I didn't want to pry too much, but I can only imagine how awkward those encounters must be. It seems like he's desperately trying to find a way to cope with his situation. But from what I hear, he's not the kind of person who can maintain a healthy relationship under these circumstances. The way he behaves is unsettling, and honestly, I feel a bit sorry for him, even though he brought much of this upon himself. Both of them seem to be caught in a cycle of bad decisions and desperation. I can't help but wonder how they got to this point. Was it the pressure of their failed relationship that pushed them into these circumstances? Or was it their lack of foresight and maturity? They were once a couple with dreams and aspirations, and now they're just shadows of who they used to be. As for Kate, it's painful to think that she's now defined by her poor choices. Instead of focusing on her child and making a life for herself, she's out there, seeking validation from strangers. I overheard a few whispers about her behavior, and it's hard to imagine that someone who once had a family is now in such a predicament. People say that she seems to be thriving on the excitement of these fleeting encounters, but I doubt that they provide her with the fulfillment she truly needs. Brad's situation isn't any better. People see him with these older women, and while some might think he's lucky to have these experiences, there's a sad undertone to it all. It seems like he's trying to escape from the reality he created, but running away doesn't solve anything. He appears lost and confused, and is desperately searching for something to fill the void left by Kate and the life he could have had. They say that both of them are likely unable to establish any meaningful relationships moving forward. Each of them seems to be trapped in their own cycle of misery, running away from the past but never really confronting it. It's almost as if they're both living parallel lives, steeped in regret but too stubborn to admit their failures. As I reflect on their situations, I can't help but feel a mixture of pity and frustration. They had the opportunities to make better choices, but instead, they let their circumstances define them. They could have sought help or guidance, but chose to go down this destructive path instead. In the end, it looks like both Kate and Brad are on a downward spiral. They may not realize it yet, but they are playing out the tragic consequences of their decisions. Life has a way of teaching hard lessons, and I can only hope that, in time, they will come to understand the impact of their choices. It would be a shame if they continued down this path, forever trapped in the shadows of what could have been. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.